Your reputation as an officer would go on the field only if you are able to deliver. It's not that you sit down and give a lot of interviews or put photos or something. It won't help much. But the most important thing is, are you able to deliver to the last man, the last woman, or the last person in that district? When you're a district collector, when the people are coming in front of you, that hope you see in their eyes when you see it. So if you are able to deliver, and that kind of confidence, I think that's one thing which is very beautiful. Thank you, officers on duty, for this special show, doing it with me. I am Naveen Kumar. I am 2007 batch officer of UP cadre, currently posted as Secretary Irrigation and Water Resources in the government of Uttar Pradesh. Thank you for doing this. Yeah, like you asked me, how did I end up being an IAS officer, right? So the journey starts way back in many years back. I think when I was in 8th standard, there was this particular incident. There was a small fire incident around my neighborhood, and then the district collector had come there to give relief material. So that is very sentimental stuff for me when I saw him helping out the poor who had nothing. Actually, if you see, the houses were burned and there was nothing for them at all. Then suddenly I see this gentleman coming in with a lot of paraphernalia and helping people out. So that image caught me that I should also be one day become somebody who can help people. So I that particular day made a difference, that I should become an IAS officer where I can go about helping each other. And I think there's also a reason why I became an IAS officer, because you can do many other things. With the help of my father, in fact, he told me that initially I wanted to become a military officer, and I had given this last year military college exam, and then at the state level I had qualified, but I could not make it because there were only one candidate per state then, so I could not qualify then. But the experience of doing it, and I also know that I could qualify nationally at any exam, gave me that confidence that I can also become an IAS officer someday. So this is how my journey started way back in 8th standard. And this particular incident has always been a very big inspiration. In fact, my last portfolio is called Relief Commissioner. I used to provide relief for the flood operations, fire disasters, and many other disasters. So it had given me that thing. So imagine a 8th standard boy wanting to become an IAS officer and then becoming one, and he's doing the same thing which he wanted to do when he saw it 8th standard. So that is how your job satisfaction comes in, right? So I believe that this particular job gives you different kinds of portfolios where you can actually think of doing many things. In fact, I wouldn't have even thought that becoming an IAS officer I'll become a relief commissioner, right? So but luck has it, or fortune has it, or your destiny has it, that the way you became one and then exactly doing. So that particular incident, I think during my tenure in relief commissioner as in the government of Uttar Pradesh for about 14 months, I was able to do many disaster management operations. And that same passion, I think the same passion that gentleman showed when he came to distribute relief materials to that downtrodden, the poor, I think the same sentiment was there, the same empathy was there. I think it's a big blessing for myself to be doing the same thing which I wanted to be doing at 8th standard and then ended up doing it. So this particular journey gives me an immense pleasure. In fact, I always talk about this, when you go back home and sleep at the night, you should be able to be happy that you did something good, right? So this particular job gives you that bit of happiness, and then satisfaction. I think that's something which we look at when you look at around you. Everyone is looking for job satisfaction, and can you do something for the society or something. So this particular job gives you that particular job satisfaction. It's not that easy that I tell you that it's just you just get it doing, but you have to struggle it out. And when you end up doing it, and when you do it, that particular thing, when you end up doing it, it gives you that immense satisfaction. जो उससे क्या कहते हैं, उससे जो आपको जो अच्छी नींद आती है ना, उसका रात में जब सब कुछ करने के बाद, सब कुछ लड़ाई वड़ाई हो जाता है और स्ट्रगल होता है. ऐसे नहीं आपको आराम से हम हंसते हुए कह रहे हैं हो जाता है, बट जो आपका स्ट्रगल का वो क्या कहते हैं, fruits of your struggle is very important. And then that fruits of struggle is not for you, right? It's for that last man which you wanted help. and that's exactly the reason you are in service, right? So that is how it happened. My journey is simple, that I ended up being an engineer. My father called it as a backup option because he thought that in case if I don't clear the services, which is true, right? About 1 million of people give, and then about 1,000 of people only make it to the service. So it's always good that you have to have a backup option. So, and then in fact, if you remember my times, it's the electronic and communication, computer science, and IT were the doing top sought over graduations then. And then after my college, I moved to Delhi for my preparation. I'm honest about it, because you need some bit of preparation. It helps you, putting your preparation in a systematic way. So I always say it's not that I'm pro coaching or something, but what it helps you is, it helps you in putting your systematic way. There are people, I think I heard a girl who did preparation on her own, Sai Shivani from Telangana, who has done it on her own and then made it to services. So I always say that it's not that you need to be into coaching institute to make it there into civil services, but it's also on your own. Only thing which will help you is that it puts you in a focus, and then you're able to start quickly and then go about. So I was able to give my interviews quickly and then made it to services. And then there are about 2 years of training in the National Institute at Mussoorie, the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Institute of National Academy of Administration, Labasna, which is called in short as Labasna. And then we come back to the district. I was posted in Kanpur for a year, where we actually picked the nuances. In fact, if you look at it, I remember I was doing a work of a constable. I was attached with a police station. I was also attached with a judge. I was also attached as a BDO. I think the training collector was very particular that I do a 1 year of a block development officer. He said, I remember this thing when he said that when you do that at that level for a year, you pick the nuances. In fact, he wanted me to do the entire financial year as a block development officer. So your fundamentals becomes very strong. So I remember there was this training IG whom I had it in Kanpur. He mentions this one. If you are able to do the work of a constable, and if you are the best constable, you become a good officer. He didn't say best officer, he said a good officer. So you would be able to do all the works, because you have to understand what your people are doing. You'll have about 80 departments, 90 departments at the field as a district collector. And if you are able to understand each of their work meticulously, I put it very meticulously, and then you have to be very meticulous in what you're doing, which will help you in getting work from them efficiently. And you should be an extremely good people's manager, because you would be managing hundreds of people, thousands of people on the ground, and then it makes a lot of sense that unless you are a very good person, understanding with empathy, I think that I put it as the first and foremost requirement of a civil servant, is that you should be an empathetic person. You should be able to understand somebody's pluses, minuses, the entire SWOT. I think you should know, if somebody is standing in front of you, you should know their SWOT before they tell you, and then you will become a good officer, because you are able to get the maximum effort from them. I think that's how you become a good officer. So I put it this way, that unless you are very empathetic, you would not be able to become a very good people's manager and also serve people better. They are two different things. When you talk about it, you are able to deliver also. It's important that your reputation as an officer would go on the field only if you are able to deliver. It's not that you sit down and give a lot of interviews or put photos or something. It won't help much. But the most important thing is, are you able to deliver to the last man, the last woman, or the last person in that district, be it a child, be it a transgender, be it anybody. If you are able to deliver to that person, even if there is a sick. So if you are able to deliver, and that kind of confidence, I think that's one thing which is very beautiful. When you're a district collector, when the people are coming in front of you, that hope you see in their eyes when you see it. I remember there was a lot of incident when I tell them, sir, ये नियम में नहीं हो सकता है. So then they will tell me, sir, आप कुछ लिख दीजिए, हो जाएगा. So that is the kind of confidence these guys have. So these people have when they come to you. So if you are able to do that, demonstrate that kind of confidence in the last person, that he can come to you with a hope or a trust that you will deliver, you have become a good civil servant. So that's the journey so far. There was this particular book called Vedanta Kesari. which was published by Ramakrishna Mission of Chennai. So then Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam used to be an columnist in that particular book. So I used to read every magazine of it, where on the Kesari, which would come then. So I always got inspired. In fact, if you remember, if you see my photos of college time, I would have a long hair, trying to imitate him. So then, yeah, when you grow up, imitation is, you should do what he did, not by looking like him, right? So I started working like him, or no, I don't think I have reached to the extent of what is, but my ambition in life is to be how he was. You would easily call him as a people's president. I remember that's the biggest thing which we saw when he passed away, that the kind of grief the country could, the country had got then. I think that's the sentiment we should be aware of. So he's always been a people's person, right? So that's something which inspires me today also. And I remember when I got my first job also, it said by the order of the president. The president was Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And then my first, in fact, before moving to Mussoorie, that was a time where he was living in this military bungalow in cantonment, Delhi cantonment. So I always wanted to meet him. So I went there, I took his book, Wings of Fire. So I was also this thing, I read his book entire night, because I'm very sure he's a person who would ask you questions. He's no frills person, right? He's no faking, no nothing. So he'll ask you questions. So I had read the book and remembered every single word in it, okay? And so I went there, I got this book autographed, and then I took a photo. So in that photo, if I don't put it, outside, but I look very, enthralled by him. In fact, I look very, so I always wanted to take a nice photo with him. So I was with, then I was with the office of the CM then. So there was this opportunity given to me to be with him for the entire day, where we had brought him to inaugurate a power station in a village which had not seen electricity for the last 65 years. Perfect moment, right? So this is the man who talks about Pura providing urban facilities in rural areas. So then we brought him to give that opportunity, where a solar power plant was inaugurated, where self-sufficiency. I think he also talks about self-sufficiency of the country, where we should not depend on many other things. So that was perfect. So I could travel with him for the entire day, right from his house, from Rajaji Marg, and then drop him back. And then, in fact, there was a small moment of a disturbance. I would call it disturbance. Weather was very bad then. Then our helicopter was going around the clouds, and then suddenly I saw the principal, the secretary, singing or chanting Hanuman Chalisa. Then that's the moment when he asked what is the meaning of it, because he's very, he's curious to learn. That's something which you will be, that's something. Imagine a person of that age, stature, unashamedly asking a question, wanting to understand. So that's something which, so this experience, being with him, stays with me forever. I think that's something. When you rise, taller and taller, the more humble you become. I think he's a true testament to it, and that opportunity helps me to become what I am every single day. I think that's something which I fall back whenever I'm low, when I'm I won't say I'm confused, but I would say uncertain. I think that's the proper word I would put it. So it's important that this man has been always been an inspiration. I think this is phenomenally, I think, for many, many people. It's not just me, and it's for many, many people who had come in this country, and we become even 1% or 2% of what he was. I think this country will reach great heights, and I'm very sure of it.